Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
It's a show by Chris and Neil with all great movies. They are the real deal. We watch them all, so you don't have to. It's movies that don't suck and some that do.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of all ages, welcome to a new episode of Movies Don't Suck and Some Do. My name's Neil.
And I'm Chris.
And today we got 2 new movies that are out there. Now, last time you probably heard us, it was all 2 streaming movies. This time we got the 2 good movies that are out there at the movie theater. The ones that are number 1. These are literally number 1 at this time of this podcast. This is number 1 and number 2 at the box office this past weekend.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
100%. First movie we're going to talk about is from the King of Horror, and we call him the King of Horror not because his name is Stephen King, but because he literally who writes better horror books than Stephen King?
There's not a whole lot of people, man. Like there's no one.
I know you can throw other names out there, like Anne Rice did great with the Vampire
Yeah,
Chronicles,
but there's another Stephen King. He's the master of storytelling, you know?
Yeah, it's just like, there's books he's totally forgotten about.
Well, because he was so fucked up. But I do want to mention that Osgood Perkins did a pretty good job of changing it in ways that it matters. But we'll
talk about that here in a second. Also, I just realized he was doing a segment on. He just did a segment on Stephen Colbert, and he said that there's a show that's on Apple Plus, and I didn't see it. I didn't even know it was his. It's only 8 episodes, and it was. I'll have to look it up. But
is that Stephen King there or Osgood Perkins?
Yeah, and Julianne Moore was on it. Here it goes. Stephen King show on Apple. It is called Lizzie Story.
Okay.
And Julianne Moore. Well, it's like psychological.
Yeah.
I went and watched the trailer right away, and I was just like, man, Clive Owen's in it, Julianne Moore. And it's only 8 episodes, and basically her husband dies, and she has to go on this like scavenger hunt that he leaves for her, so he can find out more about her evilness. But anyway, we haven't even talked about the 2 movies we're talking about yet. The Monkey is the one that I got off, sidebarred on. The Monkey by Stephen King. Look at that cute little guy.
Yeah, he's so sweet.
We love the monkey. He's so cute.
Yeah.
He's so cute. The Monkey featuring the Theo James. Oh, you didn't give me the list, by the way.
I sent it to you.
Okay, go ahead. Theo James.
You're moving up through the ranks, and he's failing. It makes him hate himself. It makes him hate you. He's just afraid.
Everyone's afraid.
I know, but fear does something strange to people like Al. But not you. Fear doesn't shut you down and wakes you up. I've seen it.
It's from the Divergent movies, I think.
Oh man, I wanted those to be so much better.
Yeah, they were very good.
I was really because I read 2 of the books. I think I read 2 of the books, and I was like, I kind of like the they're fighting classism and stuff like that. And then
it was kind of the root of the Hunger Games a little derivative of that.
Yeah. But then the movies came out and it just kind of ruined me on them. So I just I don't even care what happens to him now. Also in this movie is Kristen Covey.
Mr. McKendry, have you ever done cocaine?
What? Why do you ask?
Just wondering if it has long-term side effects. For the bear, of course. If it just did a little bit.
Well, it could create a habit for the bear.
What if they never want to do it again?
Oh, then it should be fine.
So from Cocaine Bear, the kid played in Cocaine Bear.
I know exactly what it was from. As soon as you played it, because Cocaine Bear is we loved that movie. That was a fun movie. It was just a fun dumb movie. That's what that was.
The name of it. You're like, I have to see Cocaine Bear.
I have to see. Who doesn't want to see Cocaine Bear?
Yeah.
Then Tatiana Masalany. Am I saying that?
Tatiana Masalany.
Tatiana Masalany.
The point was to prevent me from turning into a Hulk.
These transformations are triggered by distressed emotional states, so we need to know the exact threshold that causes it for you. The triggers are anger and fear.
Those are like the baseline of any woman just existing.
All right, then, let's try this.
Bruce! Kind of feels like if I don't transform, I'm gonna die. You have a plan B for that?
Nope.
No? Not funny, Bruce. What, you're just gonna kill me? Come on! What if this doesn't... What do you normally use this chamber for, you psychopath?
Yeah, that's from
Now.
She-Hulk.
Yeah, that's from She-Hulk. And the reason I also want to do that too is because I have a great fact about She-Hulk really quick. Mm-hmm. She-Hulk was one of the first comic in the Marvel universe to break the fourth wall. Her character was the fourth wall breaker before Deadpool ever came around.
Interesting.
So she would talk to the audience like, can you believe this guy's doing this to me? And they did it in that show, which I loved. And everybody's kind of like, oh, yeah, she's trying to be like Deadpool. No, Deadpool stole it from her. But also in this movie is Colin O'Brien.
What on earth possessed you to do this?
He called you a killer. Jeff said all cops are killers, and that since you're SWAT, you're the worst kind of killer. I asked him to stop. I told him to shut up, but he wouldn't. He just kept saying that you were a killer and that we deserved to have our house shut up. Next thing I knew, I was on top of him throwing punches.
From SWAT.
I remember SWAT.
Yeah.
That movie was, man, I forgot about that.
It wasn't the movie. It was
Right,
a television show. SWAT, the movie, wasn't very good.
No, I thought it, yeah, good. Because like I had it on DVD. I remember I bought it it was like one of those late nights at Walmart.
Yeah.
And it was like one of the only movies that came out that week. It's like, all right, I guess I'm watching.
Yeah, it was like $4
tonight.
Yeah.
No, it was the full $12.99 at the time. All right. Then the second movie this week. So The Monkey is number 2 at the box office. Number 1 this past week, of course, was Captain America: Brave New World, featuring Papa Doc himself, Anthony Mackie.
Well, I don't trust Red Wing. Hold on a minute. You don't have to trust Red Wing. But I'm gonna go see if he's right. 'Cause I have a feeling they might be a part of the Big Three.
What Big Three?
The Big Three.
What Big Three?
Androids, aliens, and wizards.
That's not a thing.
That's definitely a thing.
No, it's not.
So every time we fight one of the three.
So who are you fighting now, Gandalf?
How do you know about Gandalf?
I read The Hobbit in 1937 when it first came out.
So you see my point?
No, I don't. There are no wizards.
Dr. Strange
is a sorcerer.
A sorcerer is a wizard without a hat. Think about it, right? I'm right. I just came up with that. It's crazy.
Yeah, from the, I guess, yeah. And
Falcon. That's from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the TV show that you didn't have to. That's what the thing I did like about this movie that we'll talk about later is the fact that you didn't have to watch that show. They made it very, if you wanted to watch the backstory, you could, but you didn't need it to watch this movie, which is cool because a lot of people are like overbeared by that right now with the Marvel and superhero stuff. The other persons in this movie, one is Sierra Haas.
I think it's Shira Haas.
Is it? Man, I thought I listened to it earlier, but I'll go with you, and then I'll pronounce it correctly after you play the clip.
You make it sound like I was in prison.
Weren't you?
No, but I left without telling anyone.
Why did you leave?
God expected too much of me.
That's all I could find. By the way, stuff on the Orthodox, but so all that stuff was like in German or Yiddish, and that's the only thing I can find that was.
Oh yeah. She is a foreign actress that came to Hollywood.
Yeah.
So then a guy who got thrown in at the end, we'll talk about that later too. The man that it plays one of the best bad guys all the time, every time, everywhere. Giancarlo Esposito.
I am a great believer in the importance of sartorial expression. There's nothing wrong with conformity, as long as you know you're conforming. Whilst I might dress like a sheep, there are various telltale signs that betray to the esoteric eye that I am, in fact, a wolf in sheep's clothing.
From The Gentleman.
From The Gentleman,
yeah.
which I love.
Yeah.
Also, and the last but not least, adding himself to the MCU, his first appearance in there, the man, the legend, the guy, the only man that can play a president in, the Marvel Universe, Mr. Harrison Ford.
Saying
when the sacred stone was taken, the village wells dried up and the river turned to sand. They do right now. The crops were swallowed by the earth. The animals lay down and turned to dust. Then one night there was a fire in the fields. The men went out to fight the fire. When they came back, the women were crying in the darkness. Children. He says they stole their children.
From Temple of Doom, which is just
Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. And that is the cast from Captain America Brave New World. We'll talk all about that. Now, just like with every comic book movie we do, I do have a nice little spoiler section. Kind of gives you a little knowledge because I am a comic book geek. I've been reading them my entire life, and for me to waste my knowledge would be
crime against humanity. So even though Monkey came out most recently, we were talking about Captain America second. So for story section, if you guys want to dip out of that, we can you guys can dip out at that moment.
Yeah, we'll be talking about spoilers in the movie, and I'll also be pointing out certain parts of the movie that were actually kind of taken from here and there and blah blah blah. So it's fun, it's a good time. Chris likes it because he gets to get more information, and he needs more information. He likes studying.
Or I can go get a sandwich when you start talking, and I'll come back.
Why would you say that? I like getting knowledge from people.
Okay, I do too. I'm gonna go after I'm done here. I'm gonna go read.
Yeah. In Braille, probably. Anyway, so after this, Chris, tell everybody where they can get us.
You can find us on moviesdon'tsuck.net. We're at facebook.com/moviesdon'tsuck podcast. We're at Blue Sky Movies Don't Suck podcast. Instagram and 2's podcast. We're w2mnet.com. That's number 2. Moviesnet.com. So it's there along with a bunch of really good podcasts. Search Mark Radulich or search Radulich for Broadcasting on Spotify to find us there, or just search Movies Don't Suck and something new. Also find us there. We got 2 feeds going on there. We're on Patreon.com/Movies Don't Suck, and wherever we find podcasts. And we're on YouTube at Movies Don't Suck podcast. We're fucking everywhere. Yeah. So wherever you listen to us, subscribe, all that stuff. Tell your friends if you like it, and we love you if you do that. Neil, who are we talking about today?
Today, I figured since we are talking, movie is about books, and I mean, Monkey has also been a comic book, and, talking about comic books, that I'd give some love to a comic book. So I'm going to give love to Impulse Creations. Impulse Creations is a great comics collectibles here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They're located at 8228 East 61st Street, Suite 121, Tulsa, Oklahoma. You can go there and they just have comics galore. You can even go to their website order comics, and you would get like 20% off on most of the comics. Like if you order the Red Hulk, if you do a pre-order, you get 20% off on that. If you order the Godzilla Incredible Hulk comic pre-order now, that's a 25% discount. You get a 25% discount on Batman Hush 2 if you go pre-order it right now. And even coming up in March 8th is Jason Aaron, who is an artist of Absolute Superman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Bug Wars, Thors, and the Avengers. Go anywhere you go, guys, make sure to support local comic book stores. Those places are what keep nerds alive, kept me alive when I was a kid. So you can either go to impulsecreations.com and order comics directly from them, or go to the location. It doesn't matter, but support your local comic book store.
That's right. Do that because it's good for the people and good for the community, and community needs those stores to keep around. But I think we're ready.
Dude.
I think we're ready to talk movies, aren't we?
Are you ready to talk about a monkey?
Let's talk about the monkey.
Are you ready to talk about a monkey?
Directed by Osgood Perkins. He directed one of their movies last year with Long Legs. He did that. He directed that. Me and Neil are big fans of that, Long Legs. This also written by Osgood Perkins and original source material by Master of Horror Stephen King. This stars Theo James as Hal and what's his brother's name? Fuck it. I had it up. Hal and Bill. He plays the same people.
You're moving up through the ranks and he's failing.
Also, Tatiana.
Are you all right, man?
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. I saw it last night. I should know. This stars all Tatiana Masalany as their mom, Lois.
The point was to prevent me from turning into a Hulk.
Also, Kristen Convery also plays young Hal and Bill.
Mr. McKendry?
Colin O'Brien plays Petey.
What on earth possessed you to do
told
this?
You a killer.
This also stars Elijah Wood for like a very short moment as Ted. Rohan Campbell as Thrasher. Sarah Levy is Oneida. Osgood Perkins shows up as Uncle Chip. And a bunch of other little names you'll see here and there. Neil, what's the storyline for The Monkey?
When twin brothers Bill and Hal find their father's old monkey toy in the attic, a series of gruesome deaths start. The Simplings decide to throw the toy away and move on with their lives, growing apart over the years. That's kind of a bad, dude. That wasn't a really good plot. Whatever. But yeah, that's the storyline.
So this movie is the shit. I fucking love this movie.
Oh my God. I had to take my hoodie. I had to take it. My wife went with me to this movie. I was like, it's an hour and a half movie about a murder monkey toy. And she's like, and I go, it's Stephen King. And my wife was like, sold. I am there. I don't have to sit in the theater for 3 hours. And and it's about and it's Stephen King. I'm done. I'm there. There's parts in this movie that things that happen and people, if you don't know this, I know this is a sick and twisted thing about your one of your hosts here, Neil. I laugh at gore.
No, dude, this movie is a comedy. 100%.
It is this is like Cocaine Bear, but with a monkey toy. All right. This is just like, I had to take my hoodie because I always take a hoodie to the theater because you never know if it's going to be 92 degrees or -5. And I had to take the hoodie, ball it up, and cover my mouth because I was like, like I was like that. I was full Joker laughing at this fucking movie.
Because this movie, go ahead. It's so funny. The deaths in this are so creative, and like from the first scene, you sort of understand like how this movie's going to be from that first scene, which it has Adam Scott in it, that's all I want to say. But from that first death you see,
dude, yeah, that's another thing that made it kind of feel like Creep Show or like Tales of the Crypt or something like that, because like it was just like random cameos that just happened in this movie. Like Adam Scott was one, Elijah Wood was one. Like it was just like random. Like I was just like, okay, that's Elijah Wood, so I'm guessing he's going to be a big part of this movie. No, he's gone in 5 seconds. You never see him again. And it's like, But what he did in his part was amazing.
Yeah, he kind of stole the scene in that one a bit. But the thing is,
he way stole the scene.
But this movie is great. It's funny in the right ways. It's gory if you like gore, and it's not very scary. But that's I went in with no expectations. I was blown away.
Yeah.
And it was.
What the best way to say this, I guess, would be it's Final Destination.
Yeah,
that'd be the best way, because it's like a funny Final Destination, because like literally this little monkey right here, this little monkey will hit his drum and somebody's gonna die.
Yeah.
And anytime he hits his drum, someone's gonna die.
Yeah.
And it's not really ruining anything. You already know that it's a murdering monkey toy. But he hits the drum, someone's gonna die. And then it's just pretty much like the weirdest situation occurs to kill somebody.
Dude, I want to mention the preacher in this movie. That dude, if I went to church, I'd want to be that guy.
Oh my gosh, that guy!
God, I was dying laughing.
The character of the preacher was like he was like a stoner guy, a stoner preacher.
Yeah, and he was. I was laughing so much in this movie. And Osgood Perkins can do horror like Long Legs and can do comedy like this. And after this, I'm going to see everything he does 100%. It was great.
Like it was just like the characters all got along. Some of the only problem I really had, but the thing is, after I realized what they're going for, I was like, okay, that doesn't really bother me that much anymore about this. But it was like some of the dialogue, was like really kind of like me and my wife kind of look at each other, and she's like, I could have written that line better.
I know, but I was looking at B movie type quality of this movie because it's
that's what I was looking at. But I was already in. This is a funny, gory monkey killing machine.
Yeah, I don't see a world where this is maybe not my top 10 / honorable mentions at the end of the year, because
I this might, dude, as much as this made me laugh, I have no idea what this it's just because it was a surprise laughter.
Yeah.
And it just seems like this is one of those movies I'm going to make a lot of people watch as soon as it comes out on streaming.
Yeah,
so this is one thing. Did you see the monkey popcorn boxes?
Yeah, I did actually see that coming in, but I was like, I almost got it, but I was like, man, I don't.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
I didn't.
No. We had it in our hand until we looked at the price.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
You know how much money? Okay, all right. Look, AMC, I know you're trying to make some money up for what's gone down in your life, but this right here, as cute as it is. As cute as, and believe me, I had it in my hand for a moment. That is not $55.
Yeah.
All right. I cannot easily say that is like an hour and a half of my life.
Yeah.
Worth paying for that.
Yeah, and I was like, even if I knew how much I'd like this movie, I was like, what am I going to do with this?
Oh no, both. Like we're gonna make it our cookie jar, because Danny's been getting it. My wife has been getting into making cookies lately, so we're gonna use it as our cookie jar. And it's like, because we already got all the cursed items in my house. You know how my house. If you don't know, people, my house has a lot of things in it that look like they're cursed items straight from like The Conjuring.
Yeah. Hellraiser, the Hellraiser box and all that. So. Yeah.
I have everything through here. But man, these scenes, like there was just scenes in here, like this kid, the kid that did the twins.
But I had no clue they're the same person until the end of the movie. I couldn't tell. It's hard to know.
And there was just so many cool scenes in this movie that just like really like, and like the art, like just the way they did what is that called? Like flash deco of like how the lighting is.
Yeah.
In this movie just fit it perfectly. Like,
yeah, I mean, you guys know Osgood Perkins did shot so Long Legs really well. And you can see.
Oh yeah, long legs. If you haven't seen it, guys, it's very gritty. It looks gritty. It looks like, I think didn't he shoot it on 35mm? If I remember correctly.
I think so. speaking of, but yeah, the kills in this movie are so creative, so creative. It was a surprise. Some of the, I mean, a lot of that's like, I never would put that together. That would make Rube Goldberg proud if I saw that happen. And there's so much shit you look at, you're like, what's that happen here? Oh my god! And it was
like, I don't want to ruin even the ending of the movie, but there is like one right at the end.
Oh yeah,
like,
dude. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
about. So to give you an idea, like literally the movie fact I have up right now on the screen is that the body count in this film is 22 of the ones that you can directly see.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole different aspect to it.
I don't want to give anything away too much, but
I mean, it's literally that's what we. What would you think? I mean, you can't really talk about a specific murder.
What I'm trying to say is that this is like the best of the movies you'd see at Bankfest. Like when you see Bankfest, and you expect a movie like this, and this is the best of them. This is a fantastic movie. Not for everyone. Not for everyone.
No. By any means, Grandma's probably not going to like this unless Grandma's, weirdo like us.
But for people like me and Neil, this is what we go to the theaters for.
This is stuff like this just makes me so happy, and I know that may be wrong in some parts of the world.
It's twisted. It's great though. I fucking love the monkey, and
I love the monkey. Like literally, as soon as I got done, I went back to the monkey popcorn box, picked it up again. I go, all right, $50 doesn't seem too bad. and then on the way home, I was even joking with my wife, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get a back tattoo, and it's going to be of the monkey. I want the monkey tattooed on me now.
I walked out of this, and I walked out of this, and I looked to my wife, and I said, Neil's going to love this movie. That's why.
Oh, dude, he means I loved it. The thing is that one of the funny things, me and Chris really haven't talked about this. So the monkey originally in the Stephen King book is actually it's chimes.
Yeah, it's
the chimes.
Yeah, it's symbols. Yeah,
and everybody hears the chimes. Well, because a director from Disney that did Toy Story 3 loves Stephen King, he put the chiming monkey in the Walt Disney movie. And you know how Walt Disney was like not like to share anything ever with anybody. They would not allow them to use the cymbal monkey, so that they had to make it with the drum. And the thing is, though, I think the drum worked better because even though that chime, I'm sure they would have made it some annoying chime, but that, that was just like
this was so good, and it's so different from the story, from the actual story of it, and that's fine because we got this out of it.
Dude, if you can take and that's why Stephen King is selling most of his stories only for $1. That's true. That's 100% stuff. That's a true statement. If you want to do a Stephen King, you just have a Stephen King movie. He has plenty of stories out there that literally all you got to do is pay $1 for the rights, and you can go make your script about that Stephen King movie. Why someone hasn't grabbed them and like just done, I don't know why I haven't seen 104 different, independent films of remakes of everything Stephen King.
So, also, when Osgood Perkins got the script, it was like way straight, and he's like, I need to fuck with this some. So he completely real thing, and then Stephen King saw the movie, and he used the term, it's batshit crazy.
Dude, when the guy who wrote the story is like, all right, man, you did that well. You did that well. But I mean, let's be honest, nothing against Stephen King. I will never diss the man, but he did also like completely diss one of the greatest suspense horror movies of all time.
Yeah, The Shining.
The Shining. So I mean, but I don't know. Everybody has different taste,
But
I mean,
me and Neil had the same.
What's your score on this, Chris? Let's get to it.
My score is a 4.4 in this. I fucking love this movie.
Fucking yeah, dude! I'm right there with you. 4.4 all day long.
This might go up, and at the end of the year, I wouldn't be surprised if it's in my top 10 because I fucking love this movie. The monkeys.
There is a scene from this movie that is still in my head, and I'm just gonna say trips off porch. That's all I'm gonna say. Trips off porch. That's it.
Yeah.
But that scene, I snorted, Joker laughed so loud.
Yeah.
Like, and I haven't done that in a movie theater in so long.
Yeah, this is the comedy that we wanted and never got last year.
It's the comedy we didn't know we wanted.
Yes, but it's great. It's in theaters. Go see The Monkey. If you're fucked up like me and Neil, you'll love it. Now, Neil,
it is. It's definitely.
I'm on. You get 4.4. I get 4.4. We're all about The Monkey. Neil, was the popcorn meter on RottenTomatoes.com?
Man, I mean, it's just like it did the only thing I could say is like, is it the is it going to be someone?
Yeah, I don't know.
That went in there not knowing and seen it. So I'm going to say 73%.
59% from the audience.
Okay, so a lot of douchebags.
Yeah, well, they're like, not scary at all, or whatever.
It's great.
If you want to keep your faith in humanity, don't read the audience reviews that people leave in here because they'll be like, worst movie I've ever seen, 1 star. And then you're like, this is definitely not the worst you've ever seen. But Neil, what's tomato meter? What's the critic score for The Monkey?
Critic score. I'm gonna get some faith in them. I'm gonna go 81%.
You're close. Certified Fresh at 79%.
Oh man. Yeah. Okay, cool. So they went a little higher, which I thought they would on this one. I mean, because this one, as soon as you get in, I feel like as soon as 5 minutes in, if you get it, you get it, and then you just go on that roller coaster with this movie.
Critics' consensus is cruelly clever with some unforgettable, gory set pieces. The Monkey referenced director Osgood Perkins' horror bona fides, or it also has a surprising, albeit sick, sense of humor. Because it's so I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna read a bad review and a good review. This is from Wall Yi Lang of the Street Times. She says the movie has no build-up nor payoff, much less any interest in the characters. It is a repetitive string of shock value created kills, cartoonishly gory and arbitrary and meaningless as death itself, except with the emotional toil. Okay, whatever, dude. And then this is from Harris Dang from Mills Gamer. He goes, overall, The Monkey is a wildly entertaining, outrageously violent, and gut-bustingly funny piece of work from Osgood Perkins that shows he is capably gifted with comedy as with horror. Highly recommended. Me and Neil love this movie. We think you should go see it in theaters if you can. I'm gonna find another good review because I don't want to end it on that. This is from Charles Kopinski of Real Talk.
I was gonna say, why are you hanging on a downer note for a movie we just gave high praise to?
Charles Kopinski of Real Talk with Chuck and Pam. When Perkins concentrates on reminding us of the inexplicable and sometimes ironic nature of death, Monkey is trying all cylinders, delivering a convincing argument that it's better to laugh in the face of fate rather than Pullman's mysteries. Monkey, fucking go see this movie. Neil, you ready for
Monkey?
News? Ready for news?
I'm always ready for news. This is The Movies Don't Suck, and it's on the news. I'm going to read stuff to Chris because he got blinded in the eye because he got a gang fight with ninjas this week.
All right, let's talk what happened the past 4 days.
Or he probably went blind spanking the monkey. I guess we just did monkey. Okay. All right. Let's get these done and over with right away because it's all sad and I don't even know what to say to half this stuff that I'm just reading here. First, Michelle Trachtenberg, who was known for Harriet the Spy, Gossip Girl, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
The Adventures of Pete and Pete, you know?
Adventures of Pete and Pete.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. She passed away after trying to get a liver transplant. Didn't take. So our thoughts and out to her family.
Yeah, her family
and all that.
Her family declined an autopsy, so it's sad. Rest in peace, Michelle Trachtenberg.
It's sad. It's just man, a lot of this is gonna be. I hate when it's because she's 39. I mean,
that's
gosh,
young. Yeah, she's still a lot of years ahead of her to do some good acting, and it's a definitely a loss. So.
Yeah. Also this week, Roberto Orco, if you don't know, he was a writer and producer on Star Trek, Transformer movies. At the age of 51, he passed away following having a kidney disease at home in Los Angeles. He literally helped with some, I mean, he did Hercules. I mean, he's a nerd guy here. I mean, he did an Alias, Hercules, The Legendary Journey, and the Mission Impossible movie, Star Trek Into the Darkness, The Legend of Zorro. You know, I'm like, so Michael Bay, Transformer movies, you know, Revenge of the Fallen, which, you know, and stuff like that. So that is a big loss too. Again, words for everybody for his family. Now here's the weird one.
Yeah, the weird one.
Gene Hackman and his wife and his dog were all found dead in their house.
Yeah, there was 2 dogs that were loose, that were okay, but they were all found dead, and they found that, as this is still developing, but they found no sign of a gas leak, which everyone thought, or carbon monoxide,
anything like that. Yeah, it's very suspicious. So this one, it's literally they marked it suspicious in nature, the shocking, and they're now investigating it like it's a murder.
Yeah, but like
I guess murders Gene Hackman.
He's 95.
He was like, how old was
he's 95?
He was old.
Yeah, like I don't. Yeah. I mean, like, why would you need to kill Gene Hackman at 95? I mean. He was already.
Yeah, I'm pretty, I mean, nothing about, you know, I'm not speaking ill or anything of that, but if you're 95, I'm guessing you got less than 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, any day, like you just like everybody's like, I'm done. But Gene Hackman, great actor, you know, like fantastic. The Conversation, the French Connection, all that stuff. But
yeah, I mean, he was Lex Luthor in the first Superman.
Yeah, so
I mean, he was so far Michael Rosenbaum. I really like Michael Rosenbaum.
but speaking of Gene Hackman,
I think Michael Rosenbaum's Lex Luthor is the best Lex Luthor that we've gotten so far, besides the Gene Hackman.
I used to get Gene Hackman and Robert Duvall mixed up. By the way, I thought they're the same person from it. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
I think he also did. Didn't he do Fatal Attraction or Indecent Proposal? Indecent Proposal.
Yeah.
Indecent Proposal. He was the one that offered the $1 million to sleep with Demi Moore.
I got them mixed up because they're practically the same age. By the way, Rotorwall's still alive at 94. Wow.
And last but not least, in the funeral area, a major actor passed away. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson gave him respect.
Okay.
Hobbs the dog from Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh no.
Passed away and said, "R.I.P. Hobbs. I'm very numb over the loss, but we're so grateful for every ounce of pure love you gave to our entire family, and so grateful that you didn't suffer long and quietly, bravely left in the night."
Oh, Hobbs.
Oh.
Makes me want to go hug my dog.
So that's, I mean, like, I wish we had funeral music at this point, because that's what all this was so far.
This happened in the 4 days. All this happened. Like, since I talked.
All this happened, like, we talked on Monday. This is Thursday.
Yeah.
All right, let's get some happy news. All right. Jason Stutman, yes, the 2024 action movie that we liked, The Beekeeper, is getting, that we thought was kind of like his John Wick, is now on the fast track to being made. Beekeeper 2. Per Deadline, Stutman is officially returning in The Beekeeper. Cameras will roll. David Arie, who helmed Nobody 2, will be directing. So they're taking this serious. They're like, we might have another John Wick.
He has another.
It did have a really cool.
He has another movie coming out called Working Man, which looks practically the same as The Beekeeper, but
whatever.
Yeah,
whatever. I mean, look at like Keanu Reeves. How many action movies has he made in the last 10 years, where it's like pretty much like John Wick?
Yeah, but Did you see that preview for Ballerina, by the way? See that trailer for Ballerina?
Which, for what?
The trailer for Ballerina.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it looked badass. I'm happy. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Shrek Shrek 5 is happening, and they have now hired the teenage daughter of Shrek will be played by none other than Zendaya.
Yeah. People have a problem with the way he looks now. I didn't notice anything different.
So we'll go through that. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to see it.
Okay.
We'll come to that bridge when we cross it. Right? Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum has now been pushed back from 2025 to 2026. It'll come out then. I didn't realize how much news I had, so I'm trying to cut through some of these really quick. Sorry about that. The Batman movie, Batman with Robert Pattinson, the Penguin, who's now won like how many awards has Colin Farrell won for that portrayal of the Penguin?
Yeah.
The Batman movie is not only getting a part 2, but now we have found out from Matt Reeves that it is going to be a trilogy. That Batman series of his is going to be a trilogy. And then it's off.
As far as I know, Barry Keegan's going to be the Joker, right? That's what we know about that, at least.
That's what we know next. So that's going to be kind of weird that they're going to bring the Joker in the second movie of both trilogies.
You think to me, the Joker is like the pinnacle. Like you'd put that in the third movie. You know what I mean?
That's what I think. I think Joker should be third movie, not second movie. But whatever. I mean, it's not like someone already ruined him anyway. James Gunn did some test screenings of the new Superman movie, and now they're doing reshoots.
Oh no!
Yeah. And he made out the statement. He's like, hopefully people will like it. If they don't, I'm gonna mess up some things. I'm gonna mess up. But this is Superman. This is like the main guy.
Yeah. If you gotta make reshoots, you gotta make reshoots because you can't fuck this up. You know what I mean? Like this is the one that everyone's like, this is a real test of James Gunn. If they made the right choice to put him in DC, it's this movie. So you gotta do it good, or you
gotta do it. Remember that famous documentary, Leaving Neverland?
Yeah. Wait, documentary?
Yeah, the documentary movie of Leaving Neverland on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Now they're doing a sequel. It's going to go directly to YouTube, and the sequel is how those people's lives are now after the documentary came out, and like everything they've gone through, and some retelling of their stories.
Oh, I mean, we're talking about which one? Neverland Ranch, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, rest in peace, that guy. Maybe we'll see what happens. It was a bit of a weird thing that his last 20 years were kind of crazy. So,
yeah, I mean it's whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's 007 it up right now. Here's some news about good old 007. It looks like the person in the main running for playing the role of James Bond is none other than the Scottish actor Jack Lowden, who played in Slow Horses, which he's gotten a lot of,
there's Apple TV, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so he's got a lot of buzz in there. I mean, he's also known for 71, Fighting with My Family.
We saw the movie.
Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk. He was in like a bunch of different movies. So right now, alongside him, this is the 4 names they're throwing out for 007. It's him, Aaron Tyler Johnson.
Oh wow.
Henry Cavill or Theo James.
Wow. Okay, so do you put Henry Cavill because right now he's defined as Superman. Like everyone still knows him as Superman, right? And then we have
The Witcher, and the nerds know him as The Witcher.
Aaron Taylor Johnson's great. I would 100% support that too. And Theo James, we just saw him, the monkey. They're all really good people.
I mean, those are all really good. And I mean, I'm not. And also the CEO of Amazon Films has said that they will not be using any AI into that movie.
Good.
So that's a cool thing.
We don't want that.
No. Remember You're Next?
Yeah. I remember You're Next.
Were you a big fan of it?
Yeah, I liked it less than a lot of people did, but I thought it was okay.
So originally there was going to be a sequel, and what they were going to do was the landmass killer was going to survive, and now because of the stab that went to his forehead in the movie, that was going to make it so he didn't feel no pain anymore. And then so he was going to just be like a killer, so basically he was going to be like Jason but with a landmass.
Like Novocaine. Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Last week I told you about the new Clayface horror movie that they are already working on with who is the wasn't Flanagan? Yeah, Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan is really, he did speaks no evil, if you don't know. He thinks he found his Clayface.
Who's Clayface?
None other than Daniel Radcliffe.
He can do whatever he wants now. Like he's in that area where, he's a good actor. Like say what you feel about him. He's a pretty good actor. That Daniel Radcliffe. So put him in it.
I mean, I really think that's good, man. I mean, I'll watch anything Daniel Radcliffe's in. I'm not.
I know you will. He's your boo.
So, Stranger Things has been, the cast of Stranger Things has been talking to a lot of people and stuff because they're trying to get people, ready for the final season of Stranger Things. Which, if you realize, they're all in their mid-20s still playing 14-year-olds.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a bit weird.
But Millie Bobby Brown has been dropping clues that her next project is going to be her playing Britney Spears in a biopic movie.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think we need it.
I think that would be a perfect biopic. I mean,
she's
what musician?
Britney's like what, 45 maybe? She's still around doing
stuff. But that time of Britney Spears' life were when she became popular until like the meltdown and everything and everything that happened with her. Dude, there is no way that would be a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, even the Leave Britney Alone and the You got to have someone play the Leave Britney Alone guy.
It's Britney, bitch. Yeah.
All right, so we got a release date for our new Fear Street. Let's see. It will be May 23rd. The new Fear Street movie will come out May 23rd. It's called Fear Street Prom Queen.
Is it on Netflix again?
Yeah, because Netflix is the one that runs it. Bitch. A24 is making a movie about Barney.
Yeah, I heard about this. I did hear about this one, actually. Wow.
The writer and the star and the writer is oh man, I'm going so butcher.
Ayo Edbury.
Ayo Edbury, yes. From The Bear. She's going to be the one that's going to be writing and directing the movie. Oh, writing and starring. I'm sorry, not directing.
Well, I'm pretty. I'm kind of very intrigued if A24 is gonna do a Barney movie. I mean,
it's gonna be effed up, bro. Yeah. There's no way.
By the way, Neil, have you seen the preview for Death of a Unicorn? The trailer for that?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm so excited for that.
Okay, so the movie that we've all been wanting is going to be happening soon. That's right. Ocean's 14 is in the works. And so basically they're saying the storyline is going to be like Brad Pitt and George Clooney are now like Murdoch from freaking or is it Murdoch from Lethal Weapon?
Yeah.
Where they're like, we're too old for this shit.
Yeah, gotcha.
And so they're gonna like be helping get new guys to go be the con artists and stuff like that. And I'm like, that sounds great.
We saw Ocean's 11 for the first time in the plane.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
See, like, I hope the only problem with those two is the fact that we saw them in Wolves.
Yeah, they were great.
And the problem, it was a decent movie, but their banter back and forth needs to be better written, or they need to have some fun with it. I thought they needed just like a little more work on that.
Okay.
And so hopefully it's better than that. Being John Malkovich writer is looking for and the writer of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is casting Eddie Redmayne and Tessa Thompson to star in his first movie in 5 years. Is called The Day of the Jackal. Day of the Jackal's the show he's from. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Boom. Let's rewind. Later, the War. That's what it's called. It's based on a short story by Debbie's Dreamhouse, which was written by Ido Giffen and can be found in the Jerusalem Beach collection. The story is about a man who can create dreams for others, but they have nightmares instead.
So the guy, the person about Charlie Kaufman, he wrote that and an adaptation as well as the Children's of the Spotless Mind. The last one we saw was that puppet movie. I forgot what was that movie called? Whatever it was. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
What movie? The puppet movie?
Yeah, the he did.
The Murder Time Murders or the Happy Time Murders?
No, it was like a marionette, but we'll leave it alone. It's fine. We don't have to talk about it. But I mean, thinking of anything is the last thing that Charlie Kaufman did, and that's I'm glad to see he's doing a new one. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I can't wait to just see something else. All right, I think a bunch of these we don't really need to talk over. All right, okay, here we go. Okay. Here's some major ones, and then we'll be out of here for the day. Ozzy Osbourne is for the first time going to do tell all to people to get a proper goodbye because he knows he's at the end. And he wants this. So they are going to be making a documentary biopic of the life of Ozzy Osbourne and with Black Sabbath. And he wants to finally give them the knowledge so they can make a great documentary. Mm-hmm. He is the Prince of fucking Darkness. The guy is awesome. If you don't know Ozzy music, if you're too young to know this, go find some Ozzy music. No More Tears, Blizzard of Oz. Literally, there's just Osmosis was a great album too. Or you can just go to all old Black Sabbath from the 1970s.
Oh yeah, dude, Masters of Reality. Yeah, you gotta do that.
Oh, Masters of Reality is just a great. Speaking my language. So they'll be coming out with something soon. And he will be performing for the last time ever that he thinks with Black Sabbath on July 5th.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, now 2 more. We got Kathleen Kennedy, the president of Star Wars or Lucasfilm area, is retiring. On her 76th birthday, she is retiring from the Lucasfilm studio, which means everything that we just got from Lucasfilm Studios is now they're going to be moving to the next person who's going to probably have a completely different vision.
She looks amazing for 76, I gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And all right, last but not least, remember the Chronicles of Narnia we just talked about with Gerwig?
Uh-huh.
So, Gerwig and Netflix, I'm going to try to shorten this as much as possible. Gerwig and Netflix made like this side hustle with IMAX to show all the movies on IMAX screens. And because other theaters or other studios weren't allowed to fish out for the days because it's going to be released on Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
Of 2026. So that means they will be taking up the IMAX screens on one of the most busiest days at the movie theater.
Yeah, for sure.
people are all fighting. Regal Cinema, was it Regal and Cinemark don't even want to show the Narnia movies now.
Wow.
Like the studios are fighting over it. Nobody was allowed to even bid on that day whatsoever. They just said, oh yeah. IMAX was just said, yeah, of course, Narnia. That makes sense. Why wouldn't we do Narnia?
Right.
Like Disney is like wanting to sue them now because they have a cartoon movie, I guess, coming out on that December 26th.
It's so weird. I wonder,
on November 2026.
They'll have to figure this out. There's no way they're going to let two major movie chains not show these movies, you know? They have to figure it out somehow.
Yeah, you know, so I'm sure they'll figure it all out, but why would you piss off the people that are trying to show your movie? It just makes no sense to me. Most of Hollywood doesn't make any sense to me. But all right, that's the news, Chris. Let's get to Captain America. That was the Movies Don't Suck and Some of the News. Me and Chris just went over all the main topics of this world just to let you know, hey, there's stuff out there.
All right, let's talk.
Oh, that one didn't come out right.
Let's talk Captain America Brave New World, directed by Julius Ona. You guys don't really know what he did. Set the Cloverfield Paradox, which wasn't great. But this is written by lots of people, lots of rewrites in this one. But we talk about Jack Kirby and Joe Simon, who created Captain America, right? This stars Anthony Mackey as Sam Wilson himself.
Well, I don't trust Red Wing. Hold on a minute. You don't have to trust Red Wing.
Harrison Ford plays President Thaddeus Ross, or Thunderbolt Ross, right? That's what he goes by? Thunderbolt? Whatever.
It's Thunderbolt Ross in the comics, yes.
Okay.
Saying when the sacred stone was taken, the village wells dried up.
This also stars Danny Ramirez as Joaquin Torres. He plays, I guess, Falcon now, right? Shira Haas is Ruth Bat Seraph.
You make it sound like I was in prison.
The Carly Lumbly comes back as Isaiah Bradley. Giancarlo Esposito plays Sidewinder.
I am a great believer in the importance of sartorial expression.
This also has Joshua Rockmore as Layla Taylor. Tim Nelson plays Samuel Stearns. And I think, William Mark Concola plays Commander Dennis Dunphy. You know, let's read the storyline for Captain America Brave New World.
Sometime after the events of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Sam Wilson has now fully embraced his title as the new Captain America. Now Sam is summoned to the White House as the new President Ross wants to work with him on rebuilding the Avengers. But trouble ensues when Sam's friend, Isaiah Bradley, uncontrollably tries to assassinate the president and is framed for the attempt. Now Sam and his partner, Joaquin Torres, must race against time to uncover the true culprit and foil an evil plot that unwittingly involves President Ross.
So there's two things that work about this movie. Number one, Anthony Mackey. And two, Harrison Ford. Right?
Yes. The other thing I loved about this movie is it is the MCU's version of the Manchurian Candidate.
But so was the Winter Soldier, and that's the problem with this movie is it borrows from so many of the previous movies that it's called Brave New World, but I didn't know anything it doesn't seem very new. It doesn't seem very brave.
Well, I mean, it's because it's them trying to move on from after the blip, after the Avengers no longer exist, after it's what's taking you to the next step, because the next steps with the Thunderbolts coming out, which his name's General Thunderbolt Ross. Oh, I wonder who runs the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I know. It's just so. I will say this, as I was never bored while watching this. Right, I will definitely say that. But I didn't really care. I was like, I came out.
Wow, bro! Guys, Chris just fucking pissed on all of comic book people. I just didn't care about your comic book guys.
It's just that I was like, it's there, and it Captain America will return, all that shit, and I'm kind of like, So we'll look at it this way. So the pinnacle of Marvel MCU stuff was at Endgame. That was the biggest movie that they've done, and probably the best one they've done. And since
Hulk smash.
and since then, they haven't really found their footing again. And there's also
this one is definitely the way to find your footing.
And this was
this was the I have to disagree on the fact that
there
this
were 40
one here.
We have 40 Marvel things that have happened since Iron Man. 40. That's a lot. And like you said, you don't need to know all that stuff to enjoy Captain America.
Yeah, that's what I like about this one. Is like you really don't need to know any of that. They explain everything loosey goosey as possible in this movie. And
I will also say that it's under 2 hours, which is something that people complain about, having to clear their schedule to see Captain America: Brave New World after work. But again, like it was, I was entertained for sure, and there was some really great fight scenes in this. I will talk about that last one, but I have a few questions because I was confused by some of the stuff because I was like, wasn't that talked about earlier? But like I said, I was not bored, and I like Anthony Mackey and Harrison Ford this quite a bit. It's nice to see.
I like seeing Harrison Ford playing the evil, what's the way I know he's trying to be better or whatever is what he says over and over again, but he's cynical and evil, and he has like some plan that has that he's trying to take over everything.
He's playing Grump the whole time, which is what you expect Harrison Ford to do now. So I liked Anthony Mackie, I liked Harrison Ford. And but again, the story itself to me, it just seemed cobbled together from previous movies. So I didn't see it wasn't very new to me. It wasn't very brave to me. But I will say the fight scenes were pretty dope. I will tell you that.
Yeah. I feel like this was like the movie that they needed to try to, show, hey, that we're trying to rebuild the Avengers. We're trying to do this. We're trying to do that. And I feel like this movie, it's a fun movie, but it's not like if you don't see this, the end of the world's going to happen movie. I totally agree with that.
Do you want to see Thunderbolts looks fun to me.
I can't wait for the Thunderbolts, Secret Wars, and Doomsday, the Avenger movies. After they get the Avengers back together.
Real quick, can you explain to me the asterisk at the end of Thunderbolts?
Nobody knows.
Okay,
Nobody knows.
Right.
Nobody.
Okay.
Everybody. That's like they've asked Kevin Feige that like 100 times now, and they're like, I don't know. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, we'll get to it. I guess we'll find out when it comes out what the asterisk means. But Captain America: Brave New World, Neil. Do you want to get the spoilers on this one? I have a few questions.
Well, 1 second. Let's talk about a few things I think they did right in this movie real quick. Okay. I mean, let's give people that are actually listening to the spoilers. So one thing I really liked about this was I love how Red Hulk looked with the Harrison Ford character. Now, spoiler alert, I guess, kind of. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything specific.
You saw Red Hulk in the trailer. I mean, like, you knew it was that,
Yeah. But the other thing is, this is another example of Marvel taking characters from the comic books and giving them a completely different origin story than what their origin story actually is. Red Hulk did not go the way that this movie showed how Red Hulk went.
Okay.
All right. And I'll explain that more in the spoilers. And to me, I was like, okay, I can understand why they can't tell that story in like a movie format.
Mm-hmm.
But me, I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. And I like this, the espionage part of this and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now,
this is like an action mixed with like a political thriller, I guess.
Yeah. The reshoots all added Mr.
Giancarlo Esposito, I guess.
That was all reshoots. Everything he was in, anytime you saw him, that was a reshoot.
That's why he was in scenes with just one other person the whole time.
Yeah. And he was part of the Serpent Society, which is a society that Captain America originally fought in the 1950s. But the one thing that was really sad about it, and I don't know if I already put that fact up yet. Let's see. But that cut out Seth freaking Rollins from WWE because right here, boom. Rosa Salazar and Chloe Lopez, aka Seth freaking Rollins from WWE, both got cut out. Rosa Salazar was the girl that played Adelita Battle Angel. And so, like, those are two characters that they completely cut out of this movie because all the reshoots.
Yeah, I guess it didn't work with having like reshoots. They gotta fix things,
But like, I'm gonna explain to you why I think cutting them was wrong, and in the spoiler part because of what they all were. And I can't really, because I don't want to ruin that for the people out there. But I did like it. I like the story of. I love that we finally get an ending to the Incredible Hulk, the Edward Norton, and I love that now that's brought back in as that's canon now. That's part of the story. I love that they use that, and I love the fact that this is the continuance of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Are you beating a dog?
No, she's just really excited to see me. I don't know what she's whining about, but every time she comes down, she just wants pets, and I'm not going to do it to her.
I get that. My dog is the same way. My dog's like, oh my God, give me love, or I don't love you, or you don't love me. But all right, Chris, I'm gonna give my rating, and then I guess you can give your rating.
Sounds good.
All right, my rating on this is I'm gonna go 3.8. Like it could have been better. It was a decent one. It would not be in my top 5 Marvel movies. It might not even be in my top 10. It was there. I loved the whole point. The whole thing of this movie, though, was Anthony Mackey and Harrison Ford. They played so well together. That's what made this movie good.
You're excited for what this sets up in the future. I think
I'm more excited about what the setup is.
Yeah,
but like one of my favorite stories in Marvel Comics is the Red Hulk story, and so I was happy to see the Red Hulk, and I was happy, but I didn't like the story they wrote for him.
My score on this is like a 3.0. I like I said, I liked it more than I didn't, but I was just kind of like, oh my God damn! Like I was kind of upset that we had such a good movie, like for the first half of this, and then one that was it was lackluster to me. It didn't stand up to what I now like. If I'm gonna spend time with a Marvel movie, it has to be really fucking good, and this one just wasn't really fucking good. It was okay. It was just kind of.
You can't give me Infinity War, Endgame, Captain America, and not even those. Even those people are like, oh my God. Well, I mean, those set up from like 10, 20 movies, and that's why they were so good. But one of the best ones was Captain America Winter Soldier, by any means that didn't have to do with a lot of everybody. That was just Captain America going, being a secret nomad spy. In fact, here's where if my computer would just go as fast. If you notice at the beginning of the movie, Sam is in the white like that on the left there. And then by the end of the movie, he has almost the nomad Captain America outfit that he had at the beginning of Winter Soldier.
Yeah. So we'll talk more about like.
We'll get back. We're going to get into spoilers here in just a second, guys.
So Neil gives it Neil gave it a 3.8. I gave it a 3. Neil, I'm on RottenTomatoes.com right now. What is the popcorn meter for Captain America: Brave New World?
Man, I am going to have to say 68%.
79%. I like to.
Damn. Okay, they went a lot higher than I thought.
So what's your critic score on this one? Tomato meter.
Critic score is going to be like 58.
It's actually lower. It's 49%.
Oh my gosh.
Critics
what was the consensus?
Anthony Mackey capably takes up Cap's mantle and shield, but Brave New World is too routine and overstuffed with uninteresting Easter eggs to feel like a worthy standalone adventure for this new Avengers leader. I'll read since you liked it, I'll read a bad review and a good review about that. This is from Alicia Queen. She says, yet another installment in the meh CU where Marvel has been consistently giving audiences mediocre action films and gaslighting us believe these are superhero stories. Sam never gets a chance to shine in this sludge of a messy drama. And this is a review from Susan Kamyab of Urban Television. She says, while the story is formulaic, I can appreciate the effort in the character development. Anthony Mackey thrives in this title he's deservingly earned. Mackey provides depth and authenticity that humanizes the character. So, that's a B. That's about what you gave it. And, but I have questions and Neil has answers. So let's get to the spoiler section.
So everybody, thank you for listening to that part of the podcast. Now we're going to do the spoiler section. So thank you guys. Hear you next time. Me and Chris are going to be doing The Last Showgirl and what was the other movie?
Paddington in Peru.
Paddington in Peru. So basically one about a naked girl that dances in Vegas and one about a naked bear that hangs out in Peru.
So
all right.
I'm going to play these the outro and then we'll come back in and do the spoiler. Sound good?
Yeah, let's do it.
That's not it.
We're gonna talk America. Boy, all right. Start away, buddy.
All right. I have a question. So adamantium, that's what is that what the social being is made of?
Yes.
So
that's
I know that
where it came from originally.
So
always.
So I know it was hard to get. So and I know that that's what Wolverine's skeleton is coated in. How is that? How is that jive with the MCU?
What do you mean?
So like adamantium came from the same celestial being, right? That's
right.
And apparently they didn't know what it was till just now. Right?
Yes.
So
because the X-Men, okay, the Wolverine X-Men and all that stuff, if you remember Deadpool, that's all from a different universe.
Okay, so
that Wolverine's completely, so this is now going to open up a bunch, like they're already, like they're poking at different different like mutations and stuff like that. They're kind of hinting in this movie here and there about stuff like that.
And the social being should have been the Eternals, right? That's where we first saw it coming up.
Mm-hmm, correct.
Yeah, because that movie was. I mean that's still they still gotta tie that back in. We'll probably see them again, the Eternals, at some point. But
hopefully, at least we get. Hopefully, we get at least the Black Knight or whatever, because he was. That was played by Jon Snow. What's his name? Kit Harington. Kit Harington. That's it.
I want to come in on Johnny. Come back personally, but yeah. So adamantium. That's what was my question. It's just that we're in a different multiverse area. Okay.
So this is my biggest problem with this movie and stuff like that is how the Red Hulk was introduced.
So do you think Red Hulk is bit cooler the way it was introduced?
Okay, let me tell you about the Red Hulk. Look at this guy. One, that's badass. I mean, who ever thought that there'd be a different Hulk that was just as badass? So Red Hulk started, and he just showed up. He's like, "Hey, I'm the Red Hulk. I'm here. I can kick ass. I want to kick ass with you." Ends up with the Thunderbolts. Ends up with the, it was General Ross, made by MODOK and the Leader in the comic books, but nobody knew who he was. In fact, there was comic books, like who is the Red Hulk, and this went on for like years. Like nobody knew it was General Ross. And so, like, he was in the Thunderbolts, then he was on the Avengers. He was just like, and they're like, all right, he's smart, intelligent, he's big Hulk. Like, I mean, yeah, he's awesome. Yeah. Why don't we want him around? And then they find out randomly that it is General Ross. And everybody's just like, oh. And he's like, no, I'm trying to make up for all the shit I did. That's why I made Red Hulk and stuff like that. But there's a lot of things this movie did touch on. It did touch on, because Ross did start. General Ross was in the first issue ever of the Hulk. Falcon originally, when Falcon was originally created, it was just because he had a mind link with his bird. He didn't even fly. If you notice, he doesn't even have wings.
Yeah.
He just had a mind link with Red Wing, and that was his buddy.
That was another question. What is Captain America now? Captain America, what is his superpower? Does he have one?
This Captain America, the Sam Wilson, doesn't. He's just a man and vibranium. Thank you. Vibranium suit. Okay. Like he's just in a protective suit. Okay. So he's just a guy who knows how to kick ass. Okay. That's why they made the line like everybody loves Steve Rogers, but they can actually be you.
Okay.
If they, try to be it. But yeah, so like he didn't even get his wings until like this was 5.5 years later in the comics. And Captain America is the one that gave him the shield, just like if you see, it was 90-year-old Captain America.
Yeah.
Because in the comics, what happened was like a guy sucked out the super serum from Captain America, and he just got old. But in the movies, like he's 90-year-old Captain America, and that's when we got the good Sam story. Now, the thing I was talking about is, I know they added, good old Gus into the movie and stuff like that, but then took out Rosa Salazar's and Seth freaking Rollins thing out of there. Well, my problem with that was they're supposed to be a part of all, and I thought it would have been better because then it would have been like, oh, now we got this on the side. And it was the Serpent Society that they're part of. Like Sidewinder, all the way in the top left of the thing that's the one that Gus was playing. And then supposedly Seth Rollins was supposed to be another one of these, and Rosa was supposed to be another one of these. Like, I think she was supposed to be Diamondback, and he was going to be, I don't know which one. I don't think he was King Cobra. I think he was like Cottonmouth or something like that. And I thought that would have been cool because then it would show that there's another threat, another society out there besides just Hydra. Because they always fall back on Hydra in the movies, it seems like.
Well, it's hard to know where to spread yourself, I guess.
And let's see. Yeah, and it always said that he was always just trying to create the super serum, and that's why he created both the Hulks.
Real quick, did Stearns always create that is Ross's Red Hulk?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Or the leader. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So this guy right here, boom, that's the leader on the comic book.
Now, did Thaddeus know he was getting to be the Hulk, or was it as a surprise like it is in the movie?
In the comic, he knew he was being created because he's being, again, it was by, wrong one. It was by MODOK.
Yeah, MODOK was in Quantumania, right? I remember him that.
Right there, yeah. So it was MODOK, it was MODOK and the leader that made him in the actual comic books. And then Juan King Torres, that one was good. The New Falcon was from the show that we saw him. This guy. Woo, woo. Torres was an immigrant that was kidnapped by the Serpent Society after graduating high school, the Sons of the Serpents, and are a bunch of racists that wanted global domination. The experiment on the kids, trying to turn them into animals, and Juan King actually was half human. Oh, gosh, I didn't download that one. Did I? Boom, boom. Nope, that's not him. Is that him? Nope, that's not him. Anyway, but he has I think you can kind of see that he has wings on his arms there. Bit, but he had wings on his arm because they literally mutated him, and then he became the Falcon after Sam Wilson became Captain America. So that's a nice little spigot of information. Let's see here. The plot hole One of the major plot holes in the movie was that they're like, why are they calling him the Celestials? Who told them that they're called the Celestials?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a secret kind of, right? Like,
yeah, and they said that in the Asgardians and the Wakandas called them Celestials, and that both of them have been working with the U.S. government because the Asgardians now live on Earth and the Wakandians. So that's where they got that. They fixed that and basically. Now, one of the best comic books, too, of the Captain America legacy is a comic book called Truth, Red, White, and Black, which was the Isaiah Bradley story.
Yeah.
Of what racism that he went through and stuff like that. It is a very good series by Robert Morales and Kyle Baker. Definitely, guys, if you don't know, if you haven't read that one, go pick that up. I think it's just like an 8-episode comic book.
It's probably you probably pick it up like in a paperback, like probably all.
Yeah, I'm thinking at this point, but I don't want to say that's a thing, and then go looking for it.
Yeah.
The track Mind Control, that they said was Echo Base 1. That is the Echo Base that Captain America in one of the comics said that was being trained by Hydra, and that's when Captain America was the Hydra agent, and he goes, "Hail Hydra." I thought that was cool. If you notice, the missiles in the battle were all powered by the impulsors, the repulsors from Iron Man.
Oh shit! Yeah,
like they stole the technology, or maybe they did. Maybe he got the technology sold to him. Let's see here. Oh, and Red Wing in the battle went after the Red Hulk's eyes.
Yeah.
And in the comic book, that's literally how they beat the Red Hulk too, was because they flashed in front of his eyes, because that's the only thing you could, bullets doesn't hurt him, nothing like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. And let me see if there's anything else. Oh, Mr. Blue by the Fleetwoods was the song that was used to control everybody.
Okay, thanks.
And that was because Stern's nickname or code name, and so is Betsy Ross's nickname in 2 different separate comic book worlds, was Mr. Blue.
Okay, that's cool.
So Betsy Ross and the leader both at one point had Mr. Blue as the
So
nicknames.
is Thaddeus Ross a descendant of Betsy Ross?
That's her dad. What just happened?
I think we accidentally turned off the light.
Wow, Chris is hanging out in the dark.
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty much. Let's see. We got I'm gonna take a look anything up. Sam grew up in Harlem. His parents were murdered, and he raised his sister and brother, and he was a social worker. And he was a lover of falcons in the original comic books. And again, Red Wing was just his pet bird. And Red Skull was the one that made him get the telepathic link to the bird.
Okay.
Let me see. Anything else? No, I think that's about it. I think that's pretty much all the little things we need from this one. I think, man, I just, the Red Hulk story could have been so cool if they just didn't over exaggerate it on the freaking movie or the trailer. Like, I don't know. Anyway, I wish they would have done it where Red Hulk appeared somewhere else and maybe teamed with Captain America and went and kicked some ass. And then finally at the end, you finally figure out that it's Ross. I wish that could have been the story, but whatever. But yeah, that's the end of the spoilers, guys. That's the end of the spoilers for Captain America and Brave New World.
So next week we're doing Paddington, Peru, and what was the other one?
The last
yeah, Sugar. Okay. Yeah, so as you can look for that next week. Find us on Sutton.net. We're at Facebook.com/Students Podcast. We have 1,000 followers in there, by the way. We are on,
we're awesome.
Instagram at DDS Podcast. We're on Patreon. Patreon.com/Suck. Go to w2m.com. W2m.net. You'll find us there along with a bunch of really cool podcasts. Search for Religion Broadcasting on Spotify or Movies Don't Suck. And something to do. Spotify, you'll find us there. You'll find us YouTube, Movies Don't Suck podcasts. We're everywhere. Where'd you find podcasts from Movies Don't Suck and something to do? Neil, what do some businesses?
You're so creepy in the dark.
I know.
If you got a small business, let us know. We'll be more than happy to promote them right here on the podcast, free of charge, because we just want to help people. Email us, message us, send us flowers, anything. Chris likes roses, like anything.
Yeah,
just get us the information. We'll be more than happy to promote you right here on Movies That Don't Suck and Something to Do.
Are you ready to get here, get some food? A little famished.
Yeah, there's like some food going on in my in-laws' house right now.
I mean, all right, you ready to get here? Let's do this.
That's another episode of Movies Don't Suck and Something to Do. My name's Neil.
And I'm Chris.
And remember, guys, no matter how hard it is in life, no matter what brave new world you have to go through, remember, if there's a monkey on your back, maybe you need to realize to just step away and don't let it beat its drum. You guys have a good night. Take care of each other.
Bye, guys.